also ask you about the whole issue of the FBI now confirming that there is a counterintelligence investigation into Russia and connections, possible connections to Trump associates. We've heard from Adam Schiff that, in fact, there is more than circumstantial evidence of collusion in this. What should we be thinking, and what about, you've worked in the House and now in the Senate, how credible is this House Intelligence Committee investigation when the chairman runs to the president with false information, which is now supporting the White House claim that he was wiretapped by former President Obama?
I'm not on the Intelligence Committee, so I don't have, all of the information. If I did, I wouldn't be able to give it to you. But
understood.
Here is the reality, and the American people understand that there were key people in Trump's campaign who had very, very close ties with Putin's operation. And I think we have got to ask ourselves a very, very simple question. How does it happen when you have a gentleman, a person, a leader like Putin, who is moving his country in a very authoritarian direction, is not a great respecter of democracy, has engaged in a very imperialistic foreign policy? How does it happen that we had a candidate and a president who has nothing but nice things to say about Mr. Putin? That sounds pretty strange. And the question that a whole lot of people are asking, you don't have to get into classified information to raise the question, is what do, if anything, the Russians have on Mr. Trump? What we do know, I believe we know is true, is that Trump needed financial help for some of his business efforts. And it appears, and I can't be definitive about this, that he got some help from the Russian oligarchs, the guys in Russia. Do they have something on him which is veering him toward a pro-Russian foreign policy at the expense of American interest? Those are the questions that have got to be discussed. And obviously, the $64 question is, was there collusion? We know that the Russians played a very active role in trying to make Trump our president. To what degree, if any, was there active collusion on the part of the Trump campaign and the Russians? That we don't know, and that must be vigorously explored.
Do you think the White House, when it says that they weren't that connected to Paul Manafort, who was running the campaign for 5 months, should they have known that he was getting $10 million a year in a contract from a pal of Putin's, and we don't know when that contract ended?
I mean, one of the embarrassments that we have, and I don't mean to be overly partisan in saying this, because I got a lot of Republican friends, conservatives who are honest, decent people. They just have a different point of view than I do. Wall Street Journal, needless to say, a right-wing editorial page, made the point the other day. It's the boy who cried wolf too often. You got a president who lies all of the time. Really, Mr. Manafort not to know what he was about when you bring him on as your campaign manager? Hard for most Americans, I think, to believe. So we know that there is a variety of close ties between Trump and Trump's supporters and his administration and his campaign and the Russians. How deep it goes, to the degree there may have been collusion, that is what the Intelligence Committee and perhaps an independent body has got to explore.
And finally,